create a lot of different interests just within that. So there's a lot of, it's endless possibilities with this type of technique. So this one here, these are all work in progress, obviously, but that's the fun of showing you this technique. This is a panel, very preliminary, but what can I do with that? I did this demo yesterday. I could put that here, you know, maybe break it up with a little blue, cut this off, and that's kind of interesting. But you know what, this is kind of interesting too. If I painted this board all beiges or whatever, cut it off there, that's kind of nice. So I start looking at things, and I might put this here, you know, and I think, oh, you know, that's, yeah, obviously if these boards were a little different, I could configure it like that. So all of a sudden I'm starting to work with these panels. This one I just did, this has got a lot going on, you know, so you don't want too much extra, really, or you're gonna go berserk. So, but maybe, you know, if I had a piece like this and maybe another one on this side, you know, to just sort of almost frame the piece, that might be nice. Yeah, it might not be, you know, so I don't know, maybe I want to do something like this. Cut that off or whatever. So you get the idea that I keep working my pieces, and one woman just looked at this, she said, I love it just like this. She said, yeah, I would put little things on here. I said, what do you mean little things? She said, well, like little cups or little things. I said, yeah, that works too. I mean, this is about color. It's not about an image. It's about, you know, or I could maybe put a board under here. Obviously that would be longer, but you know, it creates another level of interest. And that's how I work.
When do you determine when it's time to stop?
Yeah, well, I know, that's a tough one. I know when I'm getting closer. I sometimes don't know when to stop. So I've learned over time to be a little more patient. I get very impulsive sometimes, and I'll just say, you know, I don't like it, I'm going to go over it. And then I ruin it. You never really ruin anything. It's like, okay, I just got to rework it. I got to bring back something. But now what I often do is I just leave it for a while. I'll sit it down on the board for about a month or maybe longer, and I'll come back with a fresh eye. Because if you work with a painting too long, whatever medium you use, it becomes overworked, and you can see that it's overworked, and you lose some type of spontaneity and energy in it because it looks just like you've labored over it too much. And to me, that's not a fresh. This painting I did really quickly, and it shows that it's got a spontaneous feel to it and a real nice, fresh kind of feel to it. If I worked it longer, I think I'd be overworking it and I'd lose some of that. This painting, I had on this way for, actually this painting was double the size about a week ago, and I loved the top part of it. But this just didn't work, it just didn't move me enough, so I just asked my husband to cut it apart. So he took it on the table saw, cut it apart, I added this panel, and so I put it here. And then yesterday when I was demoing, I said, you know what, okay, finally, I know what it is. I don't like it that way, I like it that way. All of a sudden it's uplifting, I feel trees coming, you know. So that's where that painting all of a sudden is taking on a more finished appearance to me. Even though it's not finished, now I at least know the orientation that I'll probably end up with. So I have to let it sit. But I do, there's a feeling that I get when I know a painting is kind of done or close to done. You know, I might end up finding a panel that's this size, or making a panel this size and add something really dark underneath here. Or maybe greeny, or I don't know what. So, and then I just sort of rework that. And so I'm going to show you how I